Hello, everybody. I wanted to share a few thoughts on my article titled, "We Don't Need More Context to Understand Josh Butler's Article on Sex and the Church." It was published on March 6th, 2023 by Baptist News Global. And this was about the article by the Gospel Coalition, where Josh Butler was talking about his new book, Beautiful Union, and trying to apply his theology to an ethic of sexuality. And a lot of people had major issues with it. In fact, the Gospel Coalition ended up pulling the article, and thankfully, a lot of people spoke up about it. And I think a big reason why a lot of people had problems with it was that it was very clear how it had an ethic of power over another in a way that centers male pleasure and disembodies women. And a lot of people could recognize that. And but I think that what is interesting to note here is that for Butler and for those in charge at the Gospel Coalition, this was to them, it was a perfect example of living out their gospel. I think they were quite surprised at the reaction because, they used words like it was a magnum opus, or like one guy said that he thinks that many people are going to start flocking to Christianity, and a major reason why is going to be because of the Christian view of sexuality, and that this book is going to play a key role in bringing that about. Another one said that it's simply astonishing that every chapter is full of mind-blowing biblical insights, jaw-dropping theological connections. They call it a masterpiece. Another one called it a compelling piece of sexual apologetics, and someone else called it a marvel. So these are people who understand their gospel very well. They're part of the Gospel Coalition. They understand the dynamics of how their gospel works. And these people are literally using like really over the top language and saying that this ethic is a perfect living out of our gospel. And I find that really interesting because a lot of the response to the article has been about analyzing the ethical issues with it, the power dynamics and the dehumanization of the ethics. But not much of the reaction has been asking, well, wait a second, what's up with their gospel? If we're all disturbed by their ethics because of the power dynamics and the dehumanization of women, then doesn't that suggest that their gospel has problems with power dynamics and dehumanization? And I think that if you really want to deal with the ethics, you've got to get down to the theology that it's built on. And that is something that I get into in my article, and I'll have the link in the notes or in the description.